Filler Arc is sponsored by Crunchyroll. Head over to crunchyroll.com/lily for a 14-day premium trial. Crunchyroll is always updating and adding new titles, so check it out if you feel like watching anime. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello, this is the filler arc, and in true filler arc fashion, we don't know what we're talking about, and we've drank a bit.
Okay, so let me tell you this story before we even begin this entire thing. Fed wanted to stream while drinking, and I joined him, and then Josh joined in, and then I remembered, we have to film a podcast that very night, which is now. Mm-hmm. So we are a little bit inebriated. That's the right word, right?
Yes.
Inebriated. And we will be...
Did you pronounce that right?
Inebriated. We are a little tipsy, and we will be talking about stuff. Okay.
But
anime.
Sometimes when you're, inebriated, as you say, your true feelings about certain things.
That's true. So maybe like our true kokoro kimochi will reveal themselves in this.
Exactly.
Alright, first off, our guest tonight is
Fedmyster.
Okay, we have a specific reason we brought him back, because ever since he came on our podcast,
which has been how many episodes ago?
I don't know, 3 months ago? I don't remember anymore. He has become a full-fledged weeb. Congratulations, Fred.
I really haven't. I've just been doing research. I was curious. I've seen you guys. I see you, Lily, especially watching the animes every single day, and I really want to connect with her on a deeper level. And what that means is, I have to understand her, understand her thought process, understand like what she likes, what she doesn't like, and that means putting myself in her shoes on a daily basis. I don't want to like half-ass this. So yes, I started watching Attack on Titan. I started watching Madoka. I started watching like all these.
Fed loves
I started watching Naruto. Right, I've really tried to like dig my feet really deep into this like anime world. Yeah. And as it turns out, it's a lot more colorful than I thought it was.
Drunk Fed is so much more eloquent.
Wow, that was crazy. I was very impressed.
Well, I'm just saying.
So like before Attack on Titan, what was sort of your initial thoughts about anime in general? Just holistically.
I think when I first came on the podcast, you guys made me watch like a full range of like
animes.
We
gave you random first episodes, and Attack on Titans was one of them.
Honestly, I was very disgusted at like how different animes were. It was like, when you see, like, how like Hollywood films, there's so many different categories, so many different genres. Yeah. There's the same thing, but for anime. Like, you can expect the same variety. And I did not expect that, when it comes to anime. And I was really surprised. So, when you guys gave me that assignment, I instantly you guys know this already, but I instantly fell in love with Attack on Titan. Yeah. And I said on other podcasts, but I fell in love because they did a really good job at grabbing your attention. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the first episode, my mother is being eaten by a giant, and I must.
No.
Yeah, no. It grabs your attention. Oh my god,
it was horrifying on like a deep level.
Friends, let me just kindly remind the audience that Fed is a very avid fan of Attack on Titan. Now he has bought at least 2 outfits from Amazon Prime, I believe.
2 outfits?
Yes.
I have not.
Tell me the truth, Lily.
The cloak and the jacket of the scouts.
Okay, someone gifted it to me. A sub.
Likely story.
Right? And then Yvonne gifted herself one, and it made me look like I gifted it.
And he bought the physical manga copies of Attack on Titans.
That's true.
That's devotion.
That's irrefutable. Well, I've seen that myself.
You see, I wanted to really dig my feet deeper into the world of anime, and I actually discovered that anime isn't just anime. It comes from source. Anime is just a reference of manga. Manga, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, manga.
Yes, and so I as a kid I used to watch comic books. I used to read comic books, and okay, that was a lie. I'd never read comic books. What I actually did is I'd watch other people read other people read comic. Other people watch. Fuck. I'd see other people read comic books, and then I always thought it was interesting. I was like, why would you want to read comic books when you could just watch the movie? Because I as a kid I never did it, but I'd see like adults reading comic books. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
Okay, wait. Rewind a second. So you watch the anime and you're like, I like the anime a lot. I'm gonna go buy the manga, right? How do you like the manga versus the anime? Like, what's your first impression? Because like I remember when you first got the manga, you're like, wait, how do I read this? This is right to left? Like,
oh my god! So this is what happens. So I go to the store, and I I get the book, and I read it. I look at it, I'm like, this doesn't. Why is the front cover on the back? This is all right. Whatever. Fuck it, dude. It's probably like a. I didn't look at other textbooks. I was like, comic or mangas. I was like, okay, they probably fucked up. Or so I start reading it. And I go like 4 or 5 pages, and I'm like, this feels weird. Everything seems out of order and wrong. What's going on here? And so I asked Sean, because I was with Sean and Yvonne. He's like, Sean, am I supposed to be reading this differently? And he's like, dude, you're supposed to be reading it from like right to left, and like you're starting from the back. I'm like, oh, shit. So I just spoiled a whole episode for me. Whatever.
Nice.
I mean, whatever. So yeah, I mean, in terms of like anime versus manga, for me. At least for Attack on Titan, I can't really talk about any other animes because that's the only book or.
Yeah, manga that you've read.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Manga.
Yeah. Sorry, I said manga.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Common mistake in the beginning.
It's literally the anime. It's
cute.
It's literally the anime, but like in visual form.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be. When you typically Hollywood. Movies like to adapt books, and they're very like picky about what they choose to put in the movie and what they do. Here it's literally like scene by scene.
Sometimes that's like, so there are like anime adapted things from manga. Sometimes it's the other way around, where it's anime original and then they adapt it into manga. Sometimes it comes from like novels, visual novels. It's like all sorts of mediums. So Attack on Titan specifically started from a manga.
Yep.
And it got really notorious, I guess, for like the the visceral like
grittiness of it,
like mom getting eaten.
It was really popular.
And then obviously the anime came out and it exploded.
Yeah,
I see. Now for me, it's like, I guess if let's say I was a casual reader of the manga and I didn't know the anime existed, I think it's so cool how they don't change anything from the manga.
Yeah.
And that depends on whoever's adapting the anime too, though. There have been so many instances where people complain like, oh, it's nothing like the original source.
Yeah, so like kind of to go into this topic a little more, like before, I feel like it doesn't happen as much now, but before, anime was trying to always catch up to the manga, and sometimes it would get to the point where like the anime has to wait for the manga, and then the anime would have
filler
to just
episodes.
Literally filler episodes. Yeah.
And that's
so,
what
like,
the filler arc is kind of.
Yeah, so like
after.
in Naruto, it would catch up to the manga, and then they would just be like, I guess we're just gonna have everyone go to the beach. I don't know. We've got nothing else, and that's where like people get really pissed off because they're like, I want to know what the story goes, but then you get this random stuff. But like nowadays, it doesn't happen as much.
A really good example of that is Fullmetal Alchemist, where Fullmetal Alchemist caught up to the manga. They didn't know what to do, so they made a completely anime original ending.
Yeah, like totally different from what the author.
Wait,
and then
ending?
Yeah, the entire. Yeah.
So like basically, the anime and manga were running concurrently, and then the anime caught up to the manga, and like it needed to wait for the manga, but instead of waiting, it just like did its own thing.
And then a few years later, because Fullmetal Alchemist is super popular, they revamped the entire thing to stay true to the manga, which is what Brotherhood is. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't know this. Wow. Because I've seen Fullmetal Alchemist.
Brotherhood or the original?
Okay, so I've like first 10 episodes and I skipped to the last episode because I was like, I want to know.
What are you, me?
Well, I didn't think I'd ever watch anime ever again. Mendo moved out. I was like, fuck it, I'm probably never going to watch anime ever again. I was like, I'll just skip to the ending.
Okay.
That is
Fair
interesting.
enough, okay.
The original ending to Fullmetal Alchemist is...
It was interesting. They had like World War II and
interesting
everything.
is a strong word.
very
So when you
different.
say original, do you mean like in the books or like how they
adapted it? Yeah, so like the original anime went off in a totally different direction than the original manga did, and then later on they remade it, and then there's this thing called Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that's more true
It
to the
stays true to
original
manga.
manga.
So the
okay,
original
that's interesting.
FMA is very different from
Yeah.
Brotherhood. Like, and the second half is just completely
Okay, no
different.
wonder. Because I'd like casually talk about Fullmetal Alchemist in front of random people, and they'd like shame me for not like correctly saying Brotherhood. I'm like, why am I feeling attacked?
You should watch Brotherhood. by the
Brotherhood's
way.
very good.
No, I've seen Brotherhood,
Oh,
but
you
because I wasn't clear on which one I watched,
yeah,
they
yeah.
like judge me for it. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Brotherhood, and I know it was, but I didn't know there was another one.
I thought the original FMA was like a lot darker in the beginning. I liked how they did the beginning.
Oh yeah. Especially
Wait, sorry. So, are they the same but like different endings, or like completely
So
different?
it starts off the same because they are both based. They're both based on the manga, which same source material, right? But they animated it differently. Like Brotherhood's a lot more.
true to the manga.
Yeah,
and
and it's
the
a lot
original
more
intent.
colorful in my opinion. Like the original Fullmetal Alchemist was very dull color palette, depressing, and which I kind of like to some extent.
I like the beginning of the original Fullmetal
Yeah, it was
Alchemist more
very
because it was
dark.
like darker and
Yeah.
like kind of more gross, honestly.
But
And
then
Brotherhood just has the better ending.
Yeah, because it's based on the actual thing.
Okay.
The more you know.
I see.
Man,
I feel like I'm actually. Let me just say, we're like his adopted weeb parents.
yeah, exactly.
Right? We have raised this fine specimen
raised
of an
shit.
anime fan.
I'm just doing.
Why don't you tell the audience how much you love Umar?
Listen, okay, I really wanted to like understand the whole spectrum. All right, and to really understand this, everyone recommended Umaro-chan, and from what I hear, it's a slice of life. And I know that term is very, very much used in your world.
Our
No,
Our
your
world.
world.
Our
No,
world. We're all in this together.
No,
We're
we're
a
not.
nakama.
all in this. You were Nakama.
And the thing I really liked about Umaro-chan is that it was very relatable. Unlike Attack on Titan, Attack on Titan felt
Yeah.
very.
I don't relate to giant titans.
You
eating
don't.
my
Flesh
neighbors
Gundam.
But it's
either,
really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Umaro-chan, it's just like you feel so comfy and it's super relatable and you feel like happy and chill. And I don't know, part of you wants to just like do what she's doing all the time, which is just like have cola and eat like chocolate all the time.
Don't you do that already? Play video games, drink cola, and roll
Sounds
around.
like an amazing life.
Actually, when I was watching it, I was like, I have to do that. I'm gonna do that.
By the way, her strat of eating like Coca-Cola and like salty snacks
actually
and-
true.
is so good.
If you balance
Salt
sweet
and then-
and savory, you can eat more of each. Like I tried it, and I'm like, this is so true.
I did it too.
You have an Umaru hoodie now, right?
Oh my god! I forgot to mention, he has an Umaru hoodie.
It's Jamie's. She left it here.
Sure.
Yeah.
When did she come over again?
Yeah, I haven't
don't-
seen Jamie in a
recall
long
her
time.
coming over with the hood.
Yeah.
She has come over, but not with the hood. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
But it's fine to admit it. I think it's really cute how you're like actually buying stuff from it. Like
I wouldn't-
you're fully embracing. There have been many times I
Yeah.
walked in the living room and Fed's watching like season 2 of Umar. I'm like, did you watch season 1? He's like, yeah, I finished it.
Wait, there's a season 2 of Amaro?
Wait, you didn't watch season 2?
No,
I thought that's what
I
you were
thought that was
watching.
only one season.
No,
no,
there's
there's
season
like
2.
second season.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to be right back. No. I actually, fun fact, I've never bought one. Fuck, never mind.
No, that's,
What were we gonna say?
you're
I've
gonna
never
lie.
bought one piece of like anime merchandise before.
Seems like a lie.
Well, that's clearly not true anymore.
I see
so.
like Attack on Titan shit in your room all the time.
That was gifted from
gifted.
Yvonne.
Gifted.
for my birthday.
Okay, alright.
I'm just saying, when we define a weeb, this is how I define a weeb. Someone who like, obviously like watches anime, but more importantly, someone who like, tries to, assert themselves as part of this like Japanese culture more. You know what I mean? Like someone that like.
Is he shit talking us?
No. I'm just saying.
joking.
What I'm saying is that like, I'm not a weeb.
So what do you like most about Umaru-chan?
I like that strat.
It's cute, right?
No, I think like
It's a
Umaru
real-
is a great
It's
character.
such a cute anime.
I think a lot of people relate to being Umaru, where you're like, especially in high school where you like want to be cool, so you like want to act a certain way in front of your peers and stuff, but then when you come home,
freaking athletic swimmer, straight A student, concert pianist, all that was unrealistic to me, to be honest. I'm like, she's too perfect.
maybe for you, but
I agree with what you're saying.
but in general, right, like the idea of like keeping some of your like weebiness and like weirdness to yourself, and like I think that's really relatable.
We can kind of say that for our streams, right?
Yeah.
Like we all stream, and in front of stream, like our persona is like really
Are
cool.
different?
Okay, I can't even argue that. No, we're the same. Yeah, no.
I was
never
gonna
mind.
say when we're on stream, like sometimes our personas are like exaggerated. You know
But
what
it's
I mean?
like mostly genuine, but maybe like certain parts are exaggerated because, you know, we are entertainers, you know,
Yeah.
we want to interact with our audience and make you laugh, etc., etc. Not to say that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little. Wow, this is like a deep topic
This is
suddenly.
a completely different topic.
Wow,
sorry.
okay.
So we all kind of, our jobs are to, well, your side job maybe,
Yeah.
like a part-time job for him, but we live stream for a living, which
Sorry, I just saw you sip that, and I was just like, oh shit.
no, your face is so... We live stream for... I can't even say this on the stream. We live stream as our job, and it's our jobs to, you know, go on air and interact with thousands of people, right? And a lot of people wonder, like, is the persona that you present in public, like, on stream, genuine to your real self? And most of the time, the answer is yes, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like yes
Especially us.
plus.
Yeah, yes plus, because it, from my personal experience, it's really hard to fake being something you're not for hours
For a
every
long
day.
period of
Yeah.
time.
It is not
Jesus Christ.
sustainable unless you're like, I don't know, Dr. Disrespect or
Oh
whoever
yeah,
does
unless
it.
you're just like an actor and somehow you're able to like.
That's like what you do.
Yeah.
But for us, it's just who we are.
Yeah.
Maybe like exaggerate some parts, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, good example. You know, me getting like angry at Fed for failing art class, for example. Right? That's like completely. You know, we're
It's
both in on
completely
it.
exaggerated. She'd actually pass me in like
No,
in a
that's
normal world. In a
that's where
normal
you're
class,
not.
she'd
That's,
pass.
okay, I didn't
That's-
say that I would
I do
actually.
perfectly good art,
I did not say I
and
was actually
she
going to
only
pass
does
you.
it
I
for
wasn't.
content.
I did not say that at all. But
I mean, that's
the
what you were
point
getting at.
is that we're all in on it, and we all just want to have fun and make you guys laugh and make content. So where
Where
what
did
are
we go? Where are we?
What are we talking about?
I mean, we were talking about how like
talking about?
Amara-chan's relatable because like we're one person here, but we're another person
Oh
here.
yeah, Umana-chan.
Yeah, Umaru. That's
See,
where we were.
Umana-chan, even like a lighthearted anime like that, spawned such a philosophical conversation.
Yeah, no,
It does.
Legitimately though, like slice of life anime for me as I get older, I like appreciate it more and more because it does feel kind of like real life, like
What's
literally it's a
inside?
slice of life, right? Like you get to kind of see like how other people may have lived their lives and how it relates to your own life, and that's why I like it so
Be
much.
honest, it's just painful watching all these kids have fun in their heydays while we're just sitting here, wasting away.
Wasting
Why
away.
didn't we do that in our childhood? Why didn't I make a light music club when I was 14?
I guess anime as a whole, like, what keeps you guys watching? Like, what about it overall?
For
Like,
Oh, interesting.
It's
Yeah, what?
like- anime is so vast now. I feel like if you say I don't like anime, it's basically saying you don't like animated pictures in general. Then, because there's just so much in the genre. Wait, do I call anime a genre? Like a category?
It's not even a
call it?
genre. It's a medium.
Medium,
Yeah.
right? So, you
Yeah,
know,
to be honest, like to say that you don't like anime as a whole is so weird to me because that's like saying you just don't like movies, right? It's like a whole medium that you're ignoring.
and sure, there are people who don't like movies out
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Oh,
I know.
100%. I've
But I will,
met people
I will
who,
probably judge you for it.
yeah, there are literally people who are like, yeah, I don't listen to music. And I'm like, I
I
can't.
don't watch TV shows
No.
or like I don't like art.
Sure, totally understand. But like for me in particular, like when I watch anime, there's so much out there that's like so varied and so different that like I don't know. There's just so much that I can get into and be like, well, I want to watch something like it's like action focused, and so then I'll watch something that's action focused, and sometimes I'll be like, I just want a good romance, and then there's a good romance out there,
Not
or
only
like
that, but because anime is so vast, like once you get introduced to anime, you're also introduced to its community. And
Yeah.
there's so many subsets of like communities in anime that
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
be part of and make friends and connect with. It's really amazing.
it's actually nuts.
I think for me, the same way I process film, when I was first introduced to anime, it was almost like a whole new kind of food that I was never really introduced to, but it's so good, and there's so many different kinds of it, right? Like imagine like you guys discover a new country with like a whole bunch of variants of fruits, vegetables, the whole shebang. It's a whole new way to like, or a whole new like form of appreciating content, if that makes sense.
No, I 100% agree. And like I think one of the coolest things about anime in general, just like 2D animation, is like the exaggeration of it all, like the sort of expressions that you get out of the characters, the amount of like tension they can put in an action sequence. Like
just not something you can do in like typically Hollywood films.
It's tough.
There are certain things you can do like better in animation than like, you know, real life actors and acting.
I mean, like legitimately with face acting in 2D animation, you can be way more exaggerated. Like when someone is crying or when someone is like laughing, like anime takes it to like a whole different level than say like what you could do in real life. So
I genuinely like respect the medium of anime and what it's done so far. And I think, you know, as time goes on, there's not really a stigma anymore. It's just too broad for there to be, in my opinion.
That's actually the crazy thing, is like more and more I see it in mainstream media. Like, like Kim Kardashian put on her Instagram like a picture of 02.
I didn't know that.
A lot of NBA players put like Dragon Ball Z stuff on their shoes and stuff like that. So like I'm starting to see it everywhere, and like I think very soon anime is just going to become mainstream, which is crazy.
But then the whole like live action anime movies that come out.
Okay, well,
Battle Angel Alita, right?
I mean, what do you think is stopping it from becoming mainstream right now? From my perspective, like, okay, as a like normie, as they say, like the only way I'd really process or like consume anime is through like cartoons, like Channel 11, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, you know, the whole shebang. Like when I was a kid, you know, growing up.
Days, yeah.
But I don't know, these days I feel like it's getting easier and easier to like consume anime. Yeah. Especially with Crunchyroll, especially with Netflix, especially with Hulu. It's been super accessible.
What about Crunchyroll?
What was that about Crunchyroll that you said?
Crunchyroll.com/LilyPichu.
No, it's Lily.
Oh, shit.
Crunchyroll.com/Lily. Alright, go on, sorry.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more easy to access. So I'm really wondering, like, I don't know, how this is going to change, like, the landscape of, like...
I legitimately think it's just time, because...
Yeah, me too.
I think there's, like, this stigma before where, like, anime is just cartoons, and people associate cartoons with Saturday morning stuff, and...
I do want to say, though, as a person who has very recently been on both sides...
Yeah.
When it comes to dub versus subbed, personally, I always thought that dubbed was, like, the right way to go. Like, who would want to watch subbed? But
okay,
here's the thing. There's this like very bad like stigma against it, and the reason is that, you know, we've always, growing up as me, and I know a lot of kids my age probably have done the same, as
we're only 3 years old.
Wait, come on. We've all consumed anime the same way. You know, it's been dubbed, and that's just the correct way. But when you see the other side, it feel like after like 10 episodes, I was like, wow, I cannot see it the other way. Like, I cannot see it dubbed. And the reason is because it just feels... American voices, I don't know what it is, but it feels very...
I can explain that.
Not right. It feels...
It doesn't feel right because the original was voiced and recorded by Japanese voice actors and actresses, and they animated to the voices, right? And then American voice actors and actresses have to, like, ADR that. Like, they need to match their lip flaps, and that will always be different from the original. You know, if you have like no lip flaps to go to and you just like, you read your lines with as much emotion as you can, that's different than being like, read your lines, but you have to match the lip flaps on the screen.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like, it's completely different.
You sort of touched on like one of these topics within the anime community that's like super divisive. Like, tons of people every day talk about like, is subs better than dubs? Like,
I think dubs are getting way better though.
They're
like,
getting
than
way
before.
better, but like, yeah, I mean, most people I think who are super into anime prefer to watch
obviously
subs.
watch.
But,
You want to
like-
watch it in the original voices, and I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
that.
and I think actually, you know what's funny is like I think a part of it is just like familiarity,
Oh,
because
yeah.
like anime just kind of has like these like over the top moments that like you would never hear in regular English, right? Like no one is like, I must defeat you, Sasuke. I'm going to avenge my family, and you're like,
Wait,
so true.
that dungeon is open right now. Let's go in it and check it out.
But when you hear it in a different language, you sort of kind of like not
You
think
also
about
don't
it
know
too much.
Japanese too, so it's
Yeah.
like,
That's the other thing
you
too.
like create a distance too, which is really
Because
interesting.
I wonder if a Japanese person watching anime like,
Well, no one says that in
No
our
one says it
country.
like that, yeah.
But if you watch like American cartoons, their voice acting is fine because
Yeah.
they're animated to the voices. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's not really fair to shit on dub because they don't work with the same things as people in Japan do.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this is like a long,
That's
yeah,
a
we could
whole
dedicate
other-
an entire episode on this.
And dubs are getting better. Like I can see, like
Yeah.
they're 100% getting better.
But yeah, I guess my point was that like there's this gate passage of what's the word?
Gatekeeping.
There's this gatekeeping as a viewer where like it's more easy. I don't know what I was getting at. I'm sorry.
Like a learning curve, because you have
Yeah.
to sort of like learn how to like watch anime subbed and all
There are
that.
some really like notable dubs though that do exist.
Yeah, of course, like
Fullmetal
Cowboy
Alchemist is
Bebop,
actually
yeah,
one.
Full Metal Alchemist,
Cowboy Bebop is
Dragon
funny
Ball
on
Z
Dragon Ball.
actually.
Mhm.
That a lot of people
that dub
prefer
voice
watching.
of Dragon Ball Z is like he's so popular and well
Oh,
known,
it's
right?
so fucking
yeah.
good, yeah.
no. Well,
Yeah, well, I mean, like from my perspective, when I watch Dragon Ball Z subbed,
it's weird for you.
It's weird because then I hear the old lady, do Goku's voice.
It's same for me with Sailor Moon and Pokemon. I'm like, I didn't know Usagi-chan's voice was that high. Well, in English dub, it was Serena, and then Bunny, right? They changed it. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, and Pokemon, like, yeah, my name's Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
And, like, when I hear it in Japanese, I'm like, that's not what I grew up with. Sometimes it's what you're, what you
It's
grew
just
up
what you're
with.
used to or what you heard
I believe
first.
her name was Serena. Alright.
Wait, who?
Okay, Sailor Moon, Usagi, which
Yeah.
means bunny, right?
Yeah.
Her English dub name in the very beginning was Serena. And then they changed it to Bunny, I believe, in the later, like, new Sailor Moon Crystal, who's voiced by Stephanie Sheh, who's one of my favorite voice actresses. She also voices Yui from K-On! English dub. And Hinata from Naruto. Yeah, boy! Voice acting!
That's like what? Nani?
I understood none of that.
The animation voice acting one is like a whole other topic. Like
Yeah.
there's so much stuff, but we're not on that right now. So what were we talking about?
Wow, where
I feel
are
like
we?
we were like going on this wild ride. It's completely off topic, but these are all the figures I got from fans. This is Kirito from Sword Art Online.
You should watch that.
Have you watched Sword Art Online?
Dude, I hear there's a bad rap against it, man.
Okay,
It kind of does.
But the beginning, the premise is really good.
No, and I've seen a couple episodes with you. You know, they
Oh,
put on their headset and they go into
I
some
wish that existed.
some game and it's augmented reality, right?
Legitimately, if they came out with full dive technology,
See
I
you
would
later.
just- yeah,
I will
like,
never
see-
leave my room.
Later, guys.
See you, nerds.
Wait, have you guys not seen Mirrors though? Or sorry, Black Mirror?
Yeah, I've seen Black Mirror.
Isn't that augmented reality?
Okay, Black Mirror is like
Well,
it's like this utopian sort of genre.
Yeah.
So okay, anyway, this
Anyways.
round. This is Megumin from AX. They
I
give
love
me so.
Megumin.
A friend gave me this at AX. Well, I paid him back. but
her.
She's so cute. And Ram.
You should watch this show.
What is that show?
Konosuba.
It's called
No.
Ba. Yeah.
What?
So
It's another isekai anime, which means like in another world sort of anime,
Mm-hmm.
where this guy gets transported to like this other MMORPG sort of world. Remember that fanfic I'm writing about Skara?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Oh.
But imagine if every character was done.
They're all
Oh.
stupid, but
Yeah.
that's what makes
But
it
it's like
funny.
really, really
It's
funny
comedic.
because of
It's a
it.
comedic
Yeah,
anime.
it's like a comedy anime.
If you like Umaru, I can see you liking Konosuba to be honest.
When you say dumb, do you mean like afraid to make decisions?
No.
Or-
They're
like,
just
They
stupid.
just like okay. So let me explain some of the characters to you. So like this girl, Megumin,
Uh-huh.
she knows the most powerful magic of all time, but she can only cast one spell a day.
Oh.
and then she faints.
Yeah,
and
and
then the
then
guy is like, "What the fuck? You're useless."
Wait, she faints after she uses that one spell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
use that one spell and then she's useless.
Explosion. It's so cute.
It's really cute.
So,
I don't know if we're doing a good job of
I
selling
don't think
this
we're
anime.
doing a good job selling this.
What do you
No.
think?
well,
Give
I
it
mean-
a try, Fed.
I mean, I've heard of like magical girl.
It's not
Anime's
magical girl
not
at all.
quite
It's not magical.
I mean,
girl.
she can use one spell a day. That's a magical girl, right?
That's
I mean,
really not-
she is a
That's-
girl who
she
does
has
magic.
A point, but
And
I'm not
I have
really
to
seeing
say,
this right now
I
eye to
s-
eye.
I saw an anime called Magical Girl Site with Lily.
Oh yeah, I told you to
Holy
watch that.
shit.
That show's fucked up.
Have you seen it?
There's
I
this
tried
genre.
watching it.
I told this in the last podcast, I believe, but magical girls and fucked up shit. Sign me up. I am so down.
I don't know.
Magical Girl Raising Project, Magical Girl Site, Mahou Shoujo, Madoka, Magica. I just love all of the magical girls, and I wish
Take
I
a
was
shot.
a magical girl.
Yeah, this is
in
the
a fucked
this
up
is part of the
world.
forbidden topic.
I wish.
You get that was way more than I thought.
So in the beginning of this podcast,
Take a sip, take
we
a sip.
agreed not to talk about Josh's shit anime taste back
No,
in
it's just Monogatari.
And
I did so good. I haven't just talked about Monogatari at all.
oh, I couldn't help it. I just got really excited because you mentioned magical girls. I just wish I was a magical girl sometimes in a fucked up world. That's all I want. If there's reincarnation
What
out
is
there,
wrong with Lily?
I just want that to
I
happen.
hated. I honestly, when looking back, I hated the main character so much. If
Is
you
she one
see-
of those like Doshio? Like,
No, dude, she's like so incompetent and so
That's what I mean.
indecisive, and
That's
it's so frustrating to watch.
Those characters are only good if they like have a character, development sort of thing.
What you
later
just
on.
watched is how Lily lives every day.
What? I am not that incompetent, Fed. I'm not incompetent.
I mean, I don't know, bro.
Fed, look at me
What?
in the eye and tell me I'm incompetent. I am a very competent adult woman who ain't afraid of. What were we talking about before this? Konosuba. I will watch the first episode with you tonight.
After
if
this,
you want.
once you're done with whatever thing you have to do.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down to watch an episode unless you are
Oh.
passing out.
Fun fact: I saw Your Name.
Kimi no Na wa.
What'd you think?
It was so fucking bad. Like,
What?
why was I watching this shit? Dude, first of all, it was so slow, and then, like, nothing happened for the entire fucking movie.
This podcast is over.
Dude, what the? How could the fuck
I'm
do you guys like? Why do you guys like that?
I'm drinking the rest of this.
Oh,
Just drink
seriously?
it. Just drink it.
Guys,
You didn't
nothing
like Kimi
happened,
no Na wa?
and then the
What
ending
do you
was
mean
so
nothing happened? They
unsatisfying.
switched bodies in the entire process.
How is
of
the ending
movie.
unsatisfying?
What the hell?
Honestly, I'd rather watch Switched. Alright? I'm just saying. What's wrong with you guys?
Oh my god, I'm actually.
I'm
like,
so tilted.
I'm
I'm
so-
actually tilted.
I don't know what to.
I
Did
don't-
you, okay, did you at least like the music?
Dude, when I was watching
He doesn't
it,
know. Just
get out.
no,
Yeah.
listen,
You
listen,
literally
just
remember
listen.
the
When I was
You're
watching,
done.
dude,
You're done.
when I was watching people,
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
No, seriously.
Crunchyroll.com/Lily.
There was
Yeah.
some,
Premium
some music
trial.
came on, and then
It's
people were like, "Oh my
professionally
god,
subtitled.
it's this music track!" And I'm like, "What the fuck? It just sounds like a
1080p.
regular ass piano
1080p.
song." Like,
What
the
other
Drama.
things? Drama,
It's really
anime.
not that good
It's
of
really
an
good.
anime. It's just like a
Yeah.
movie that
Really
like
good set.
Helps us out. It
highlights
keeps
the
this podcast
insecurities of
running.
people, right?
Anyways, thank you guys so much for
Whatever, man.
watching,
It's a nice
and
show.
hopefully
It really
we'll
wasn't
be
that
more
good of an
prepared
anime,
next
I'm just
time.
saying.
Thank you for watching.
Whatever.
We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Are we actually done?
I don't know. I just...
Alright, let's do anime improv, guys.
I don't
Oh my
fucking
God.
know.
Alright,
What
let's
is
do
what
this.
does
Alright, here we go.
mean? How does-
Ohayo We're gonna describe our favorite anime while
Amine.
Alright,
While yeah, okay, go ahead, Lily, let's go.
so Madoka is about.
You can't say it, the title of the thing. That defeats the whole purpose.
Wait, no, but like, no, I thought it was like, they know what it is, but we try to describe it. So,
Okay.
Madoka is about a pink-haired middle schooler, and she's like, oh man, I'm a normal middle schooler. I wish something happened to me. No, she doesn't really think that, right? I don't even know what does that anime even mean. There's white creature comes. White creature with long ears and a ring around his ears come, and he's like, you'll make a contract with me and you can become a magical girl. And she's like, yeah, for sure. And she has like 4 other friends with colorful hair, and it's like super cute, wholesome, family friendly, like Amazing anime.
Yeah, would you watch this show? I don't know.
I'm not really convinced, bro.
I'm not. And then she's like, oh my god, but what do I wish for? I don't know what to do. And the white creature's like, yo, if you were like magical girl, you'd be so fucking strong, teen. And then the black hair girl, Homer is like, you can't make a contract with the creature, which the name is Cupid. And then the black haired, the Homer girl is like, you can't make a contract. You will die. Like she doesn't actually say. But then the pink haired girl, Madoka, is like, oh, okay, I will listen to you. But then the big booby blonde haired girl gets eaten. Her head gets eaten. She gets beheaded. And then the blue-haired girl, Sayaka, he's in love with this violin dude, but he doesn't love her back, dude. It's like fucking sad. And she's like, why would he love me? It turns out magical girls are fucking zombies, okay? And then the green-haired girl, the childhood friend, takes the violin dude, okay? And they go together. And the blue-haired girl's like, fuck, that's so sad. And she dies. And then, trying to save the blue-haired girl, the red-haired girl goes to the blue-haired girl, and the red-haired girl also dies.
This sounds like fucking Macbeth. Jesus Christ.
And then the black hair's like, shit, what do I do? And the pink-haired girl's like, I will become God. Oh, by the way, the black-haired girl can turn back time, and she's been doing this like multiple times. And the pink-haired girl's like, I'm God. I will take away all your suffering. And then she takes away all the magical girl's suffering. And then in the end, the black-haired girl's like, I have you with me, God. And that's all that matters. The end.
What? Okay, so it's Golden Week before the start of this new school year. And basically, this guy meets a vampire, and he's like, "Man, I don't really like friends. I'm not gonna like have friends." But then like he meets this vampire who's dying, and the vampire's like, "Yo, save me!" And the vampire's like, "Please save me!" And the guy's like, "Okay, fine, I'll save you." And then, but to save her, he has to become like a half vampire, and so he becomes a half vampire. And you'd think it'd be simple, but it's actually not simple. Like all these things happen. Like he doesn't show up in mirrors anymore. Like all this stuff, and he's trying to live his life. But also on top of that, he like starts seeing more like weird shit that happens around his town, and so like he starts like meeting other people who like have like other weird shit that happens to him. Like he meets this girl named Senjugahara. You want to say that?
Senjugahara.
Yeah. So she like finds out that she
has staplers coming out of her butt.
Yes, but because she is actually weightless, she loses her weight because she denies the fact that she has problems, and so she has all this weight on her back, but she denies it, and therefore like a crab god appears and takes away her weight. and so he has to like give her weight back, and so to do that, he has to like tell her like she needs to like accept all this stuff that has happened to her, and then therefore they do this ritual where like she's a crab god, and and so then she accepts it, and then eventually she's like, oh wait, you saved my life and therefore I love you. And so they like become a thing, and then he meets this like girl who like is lost because she like died on Mother's Day, and she was looking for her mom, and he's like, oh, let me try to find your way because she's lost all the time. Wow, this is really hard to describe when I'm drunk.
This is a hard series to describe. Yep.
But then he like figures it out, and he actually like lets her like move on because she's like a ghost because she's been looking for her mom this whole time. But then he finally shows her the way, and so she like finds.
The way.
This is so hard. Why am I so? No, I'm totally fine. But like, so basically, all these things happen in his town where like, for whatever reason, all these like ghosts and apparitions appear, and he has to go deal with them. But there's like these special people called the specialists who like deal with these sort of things on like a daily basis, and he tries to help them with his vampire powers. But at one point, he actually loses his vampire.
Alright,
as someone who's seen the first episode,
I kind of get it.
This is like frighteningly stretch from where I thought it'd go and the direction it'd go. Holy shit.
The show's really good, I swear to God. I just get it's like really complicated, man.
Go.
This
Describe.
fucking ghost
All right.
now. What's my favorite anime?
Yeah, just describe it.
Attack on Titans.
Oh, okay. So
Summarize it.
Yeah, so Attack on Titans, I mean, it's centered around a guy named Eren. And Eren, he doesn't know this yet, but he has Titan powers, right? And he joins the Scouts. So there's 3 different types of, like, governments, or, sorry, I guess military factions. And it's, like, the Scouts, the fucking Interior Police, and then some other shit no one cares about. And then maybe one more thing, who cares? And basically he chooses to join the Scouts, which is like the elite like warriors who like go and kill Titans outside the wall. So basically he finds Levi, Captain Levi, which is, I don't know if you guys know, Captain Levi is the most badass anime character I've ever seen in my goddamn life, and I've seen like 8 seasons of Pokemon. I know my shit, alright? So Mikasa's like Eren's like girlfriend, kinda. I mean, they're fucking. Like, you know they're fucking, guys. Like, they're 100% like.
They're 100% fucking.
They're together.
Anyways, so. But hopefully, Eren and company can like do shit and like save the world.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. That was
such a good
a
explanation.
that was a great synopsis of your favorite anime called Attack on Titan.
Explanatory. Is that a word?
Explained, yes.
Well, I felt like mine was maybe a slightly longer than
Very
Josh's.
detailed.
That was.
Thank you very much,
We
Fed.
appreciate you. Thank you everybody for having Fed as a
Crunchyroll.com/Lily. And
for
thank you,
what?
Fed, 14-day premium.
14-day premium trial.
Thank you, Fed, for joining again. We really appreciate you having you on the podcast
podcast.
again.
Anytime, guys.
This is a podcast.
This is a podcast.
Yeah, thank
Alright,
you guys.
bye.
All right, bye.